Hey YouTube, it's Mark King here, and here's an article from Bloomberg. It's by Rodrigo Orihuela. Anyway, it's one of my biggest fears, right? This article deals with the basic income, right, in Spain. But let's talk about it, right? So, Spanish government aims to roll out basic income soon, right? The Spanish government is working to roll out universal basic income as soon as possible as part of the battery of actions aimed at countering the impact of the pandemic, according to the economy minister Nadia Calvino. So we see where this article is headed. That's just the story. That's the most important thing. This is what they're planning to do, and we talked about this previously, right? So when you have universal basic income, right, the government is again pretending to be fathers and husbands to women. I'll try to link a maybe we'll talk about it right now. I'll see. So women tend to vote for communism. Right? Women tend to want the government to basically give them everything, to protect them, to control everything essentially. In it's the same way how women expect a man to be, right? So if a, it ties into society, right? So the only thing that works through history has been man on top, woman beneath man, then the children, right? Communism tries to upend that, where it's the government on top, woman, maybe the man or the children. But that's essentially this is why communism is very dangerous, not just for man, but for civilization. As a country becomes more communistic, you see this. Okay, so one of the scary things you see is when the government and the media are on the same page. That scares the hell out of me. Right? That means there's no dissent in the media, and the media is lying to the people. And it's scary. So in this article, Social Security Minister Jose Luis Escriva is coordinating the project and plans to put some sort of basic income in place as soon as possible. All right, in the short term, it's good. Let's see what happens. With the main focus on assisting families, Calvino, who also served as Deputy Prime Minister, said in an interview Sunday night with Spanish broadcaster La Sexta. Great name, La Sexta. But this is a scary part here. But the government's broad ambition is that basic income becomes an instrument that stays forever, that becomes structural instrument and a permanent instrument, she said. So that is very scary, right? It, if this okay, so Spanish people are having Spain, the Spanish natives are having trouble finding jobs. Um, Universal income would just make them again rely on the government. In every country that relies on government, it turns into the absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. You want a smaller government. Like liberals and libertarians used to be on the same page. They wanted small government. They were for small government. But I touch upon AOC sometimes, right? And she's not too bright. But as soon as she got a taste of power, she abandoned the Justice Democrats. Zenk Unger from the Young Turks completely abandoned them because she wants to be part of the in group, and she wants to keep making money. She isn't too bright. Um, it's it's not. What can you do? It's sometimes you just dislike when people who don't deserve things tend to get things. It's one of those things happens. It happens. People marry up. you know it happens, and she looks like she married up to the Democrats, the not too progressive Democrats. So anyway, this is bad here, and if this comes to America, more bit countries in the world will try to use this. All right, again, it sounds good in theory, but once implemented, it's it's a disaster, right? And again, look at little things. Look at the poor communities, right? Usually the woman in charge, the man that nobody where to be found, or they're in jail. The government becomes the father, and the men have no hope. The marriage rates just completely plummet. The family unit is destroyed. So in hard times like a pandemic, you're supposed to rely on your family, not the government. And this is the scary thing, okay? So be careful. It sounds good in theory, right? Universal basic income, but it's very destructive when people are given things without earning it. All right, guys, take care. Hope you like. Please share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up. That's what people say to do. Enjoy. All right, be safe.